Once upon a time in a quaint fishing village in China, a little girl played by the edge of a serene lake while her father prepared for another day of work. Noticing her pout as he prepared to leave, he waded into the water and began splashing around, bringing laughter back to her face. However, their joyful moment was abruptly interrupted when the father suddenly convulsed and was dragged beneath the water by an unseen force. The girl, blissfully unaware of the danger, continued to laugh until he vanished, leaving only a splash of blood behind. The villagers, alarmed by the mysterious disappearance, quickly hired a demon hunter who arrived with dramatic flair. He began chanting and tossing bombs into the lake, creating a massive explosion that astonished everyone. They managed to catch a giant stingray, and the hunter declared it possessed by the demon responsible for the father's fate. While the crowd cheered in gratitude, one skeptical villager pointed out that it was just a regular stingray. It turned out the Tang, a demon hunter and monk's apprentice. Feeling threatened, the other hunter accused Tang of being in league with the demon, leading to an angry mob that tied him up. As the villagers celebrated their supposed victory by jumping back into the water, Tang watched helplessly, sensing that their joy was misplaced. His concerns were soon validated when a woman was suddenly devoured by a giant beast, leaving the crowd in shock. Panic erupted as the villagers scrambled back to shore, believing they were safe as long as they were out of the water. But unfortunately, they were mistaken. The monster used its long, slimy tongue to snatch villagers left and right. The little girl attempted to run to her mother, but the creature seized the opportunity and dragged her towards the depths. In a brave display of teamwork, the villagers rushed to save the girl, managing to slice off the monster's tongue just in time. However, the creature leaped up and swallowed the girl whole. Her mother, driven by desperation, dove into the lake to rescue her daughter while Tang struggled to free himself from his bindings. When the mother saw the monstrous creature looming above, she froze in fear, pleading with the beast to return her child. But instead, the demon responded by devouring her as well. As the monster wreaked havoc, smashing buildings and causing chaos, a baby slid away from its mother toward the lake, creating a heart-wrenching scene. But fortunately, Tang finally broke free and leaped onto a platform, catching the baby just in time. But before he could catch his breath, the giant creature lunged at him. In a moment of adrenaline, Tang trapped the monster on the platform, using its weight to propel himself toward the villagers. He returned the baby to its grateful mother, only to notice the cowardly fake demon hunter trying to sneak away. Just then, a gigantic girl burst through the crowd, shaking the ground with each step. She jumped onto the platform, sending the creature flying and landing directly on top of the fake demon hunter, squashing him. As the creature began to transform, it morphed into a young man who appeared harmless. However, the villagers were ready to unleash their fury. But Tang stepped in and proposed a different approach. He pulled out a collection of instruments and a book titled The 300 Nursery Rhymes, preparing to use his musical talents to turn the monster from evil to good. With a voice that was less than melodious, Tang began singing. His horrendous performance confused both the demon and the audience. The terrible lyrics drove the creature into a frenzy, causing it to lash out at Tang. Just when it seemed Tang might meet his end, a woman named Duan intervened, defeating the demon and sealing it into a magical cloth, transforming it into a doll. Duan, a fellow demon hunter, laughed at Tang's failed musical attempt while the villagers expressed their gratitude for her bravery. Tang, feeling disheartened by his lack of success, received a pep talk from his master, who reminded him that turning evil into goodness is a challenging task. He then revealed that there was another demon to conquer, one that ran a restaurant and used human flesh in its dishes. That night, Tang arrived at the demon's restaurant, only to find it filled with unsuspecting diners enjoying their meals. He was greeted by a woman who began to show him around, but Tang quickly saw through the illusions. When the demon charged at him, he fled in fear, but Duan appeared just in time to deliver a series of punches, turning the demon to dust. Duan continued her rampage, defeating demons left and right with her magical rings, calling for the boss to reveal himself. Meanwhile, a young man attempted to sneak up on her, but she countered his attack with ease. The battle escalated, and Duan gained the upper hand, sending the demon flying across the room. She summoned a swarm of rings and fired them at the demon's face, revealing its true form, a pig snout. Now enraged, the demon began swinging wildly, forcing Duan to defend herself. Just when it seemed she might be hit, she dodged and kicked the creature, forcing it to reveal its true form, a demon pig. With the monster cornered, Duan locked its arms and called for Tang to assist her. In this pivotal moment, Duan managed to lock the demon's essence inside the pig's throat, and now she needed Tang to extract it. Although he hesitated, Tang accidentally tripped and ended up kissing the pig, unexpectedly sucking the demon essence out. Duan quickly secured the essence in her bag, but the demon was too powerful to be contained. It grew larger and angrier, bursting free and causing the building to collapse around them. They managed to escape to a nearby lake, but Duan collapsed from her injuries, prompting Tang to help her. She instructed him to apply pressure to her wounds, and despite getting hurt himself, he complied. Just as Duan leaned in for a kiss, Tang remembered his monk's vows and panicked, running away. The next day, Tang returned to his master, feeling defeated. His master advised him that to conquer the pig monster, he needed to seek help from the king of all demons, Wukong, who had been imprisoned for 500 years for causing chaos in the heavens. That night, while wandering through a forest, Tang stumbled into a trap set by Duan's crew, who were determined to force him into marriage. Tang firmly rejected her advances, stating that the monk's code required him to love everyone equally. In frustration, Duan locked him up, contemplating her next move. Her sister suggested using her dancing skills to win him over, but after witnessing Duan's dancing, she placed a talisman on her to control her movements. When Duan approached Tang again, the charm malfunctioned, causing her to hit him instead. Duan fled in embarrassment, while her sister's dancing inadvertently made Tang mimic her moves in front of the guards, who found the scene amusing. Their laughter was cut short when the pig demon appeared, prompting the group to escape in their vehicle. However, the pig charged at them, and in a moment of bravery, Duan pushed Tang out of harm's way just before the demon crashed into their vehicle, destroying it. Amid the chaos, a man with a tiger's aura charged in, overpowering the pig demon with a series of powerful kicks. He was also a demon hunter, accompanied by a prince and his 4 nannies, who were tasked with throwing flower petals. However, his nannies often mismanaged their duties, much to his annoyance. The trio began arguing over who would take down the pig demon, which infuriated Tang, who chastised them for their selfish motives. In a moment of frustration, Tang demanded Duan return the nursery rhymes she had taken, leading to a heated argument where she ripped the book into pieces. As the pages fluttered down, Tang watched Duan flirt with the prince in an attempt to make him jealous. After a long journey, Tang finally reached a mountain covered in lily pads. He spotted a large lily flower growing through a hole and jumped in, only to be greeted by a peculiar man who embraced him warmly. Realizing this must be Wukong, Tang sought his help in defeating the pig demon. However, Wukong was more interested in escaping his confinement than assisting. He attempted to trick Tang into removing the seal, claiming it would help capture the monster, but Tang remained vigilant. Frustrated, Wukong tried to escape, but the roots in the cave ensnared him for disobedience. Feeling a twinge of sympathy, Tang offered Wukong a banana, which softened the demon's demeanor. Wukong then revealed that to defeat the pig monster, they needed a beautiful woman to dance under the moonlight to attract the beast, allowing Wukong to trap it. Suddenly, Duan entered the cave, eager to volunteer as bait. Tang, concerned for her safety, urged her to leave, but Wukong began teaching her to dance, causing Tang to feel a pang of jealousy. That night, under the moonlight, Duan danced while Tang played music for her. As he watched her graceful movements, he fell deeper in love. Just then, they heard a monstrous roar. The pig demon had arrived. Wukong began conversing with the creature, causing it to peek under the lilies. In a dramatic turn of events, the demon was sucked in completely by the sealing magic. Duan quickly transformed the pig demon into a doll and handed it to Tang, allowing him to use his nursery rhymes to convert the evil creature. However, just when it seemed everything was falling into place, Duan placed a ring on Tang's finger and declared her desire to marry him. Tang, taken aback, responded that he would rather cut off his own finger than enter into a relationship with her. In a moment of deep emotion, Duan, seeing the pain in Tang's eyes, removed the ring and attempted to return the nursery rhyme she had repaired. But Tang, still angry, refused the book. Understanding his conviction, Duan left in tears, promising not to follow him again. Tang walked out of the cave, gazing at the moon with a heavy heart, grappling with his true feelings. He heard Wukong asking for a favor to remove the lily flower blocking the entrance so he could enjoy the moonlight. Tang obliged, but immediately sensed something was wrong as the lilies erupted into flames. Wukong's laughter echoed from the cave as he broke free in a ball of fire, landing in front of the monk. In a shocking twist, Wukong grabbed Tang and tossed him aside, mocking him for being easily tricked. Tang reminded Wukong that he had not truly escaped, as the Buddha was always watching. Enraged, Wukong started violently ripping out Tang's hair, leaving him bald but still resolute. Suddenly, Wukong sensed the presence of the 3 demon hunters who had arrived. The Fist of the North Star prepared to attack, but Wukong lunged forward and killed him with a vicious bite. The mighty foot transformed, growing a leg the size of a school bus, and delivered a powerful kick that sent Wukong flying. The old man jumped to stomp on the demon, but Wukong pierced through his foot and kicked him onto Prince Important. He ordered his nannies to dispose of the old man and began throwing countless swords at Wukong, forcing him to flee into the air as the weapons pursued him relentlessly. Wukong knocked the swords away with his staff, but Prince Important combined all the weapons into one massive attack. It was so powerful that it began breaking Wukong's staff, ultimately shattering when it struck him. Enraged, Wukong unleashed a shockwave that turned the demon hunters to dust. He then turned his attention back to Tang, but Duan suddenly jumped out to defend him despite his earlier harsh words. Duan attacked Wukong with her rings, but they shattered against the Demon King. She charged at him, but Wukong easily stopped her with a strike to the head, sending her flying. Tang crawled to Duan's side as she whispered, asking if he ever loved her. Through tears, Tang confessed that he had loved her since their first meeting. Duan died with a smile, and Tang kissed her, placing her ring on his finger. Before he could fully mourn, Wukong grabbed Duan's body and blasted it to pieces. Sensing something was amiss, Wukong retreated, only to discover that Tang had finally let go of all mortal attachments. Tang began chanting from the nursery rhyme book Duan had repaired, summoning a massive Buddha statue that overlooked the planet. The giant palm pushed toward Earth, igniting as it entered the atmosphere. Wukong refused to give up, transforming into a towering figure reminiscent of King Kong. He struggled to lift the Buddha's hand, but the divine power was too much for him. Ultimately, Wukong was crushed beneath the weight of the massive hand, dragged into another dimension where Tang had triumphed over him. Tang bound Duan's ring to Wukong's head, making him his new disciple. Tang's master declared that he was now ready for the journey to the west, tasked with obtaining holy scriptures from India, accompanied by his demon students who would aid in alleviating humanity's suffering. Thus, the stage was set for an epic adventure filled with spiritual growth, unlikely friendships, and a profound journey ahead. This movie's name is Journey to West, Conquering the Demon, which has got 6.7 rating on IMDb. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hit the like if you truly enjoyed it, and hit the subscribe for more content like this. I'm sure we'll meet again in next video.